Today's session is on emotional intelligence. What is emotional intelligence? How to master emotional intelligence? Let's see in today's session. Agenda. What is emotional intelligence? Self awareness, self management, social awareness, empathy, relationship management, emotional intelligence in action, that is at work, in your day to day life, everywhere that you. So, today's session talks about a lot of things which will be very useful to you no matter at work or in your lives. So, let's deep dive into this. What is this emotional intelligence? Why is it so important? Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, manage effectively your own emotions first, and then how you interact with others. That means it's just not about understanding how others feel, it is primarily also about understanding yourself. So, what are the steps? Self awareness. Know your emotion and their impacts on yourself and others. Self management. When you manage yourself, control your emotions, impulses, adapt, that's when you start the steps to master emotional intelligence. Social awareness. Read others and understand the dynamics of the team, of the people, of the surroundings in the organization. And of course, using all that, ultimately manage relationship. That is with people at work, stakeholders, clients, seniors, peers, everywhere in life that you go. So what is so important about it? How will it help you if you work on it? 90% of top performers have high emotional intelligence. That has been proved by now. 58% of job performance is driven by emotional intelligence. 4x more earnings for higher emotional intelligence employee versus peers. 20% higher productivity in emotional intelligent teams. Knowing yourself inside out. Do you know yourself inside out? Let's see. What self awareness means. Recognizing your emotions as they happen. What are the triggers? Why you get happy? Why you get angry? What happens when something you don't like happens in front of you? Something is said which you don't like, irritates you. So, not all emotions are same. Know your strengths and the blind spots. Seeing how others perceive you. Align actions with your values. Tools to build self awareness. Daily journals. Write down. Think about it. Work on it. 360-degree feedback. In our previous session, I already discussed about taking inputs from various ends, and that removes the blind spot really. Mindfulness practice. 10 minutes, just 10 minutes. Personality assessment. Again, one of our sessions previously I have discussed about DISC, but MBTI is another one. Basically, SWOT analysis can also help. Emotional labeling. That means name your feelings first, exactly how you feel, what is the emotion, and work on it. And what is the intensity, how to reduce it. Mastering your emotion responses. The pause principle. Between stimulus and response lies your greatest power. Take a deep breath. Take a breath. Name it to tame it. First, know the emotion. Is it disgust? Is it anger? Is it disappointment? Is it happy? Is it excitement? What is it? Reframe the situation. Cognitive reappraisal shifts your perspective without denying the feeling. You don't deny the feeling, just change the way you look at it. Delay your responses. Don't react, respond. Channel the energy. So it's all about energy. Emotions are all about energy. Negative energy comes in. You express negative emotions, and results could be bad for yourself and others. Seek perspective, ask people, talk to them, take their point of view. The art of reading people and rooms, that is the surroundings. Three levels of empathy: cognitive empathy, emotional empathy, compassionate empathy. Active listening, very important. That we also call empathetic listening at times. Listen just not to hear, understand. Listen. Don't have to reply, listen. Maintain comfort eye level. Look at the person. Person is important. Reflect back what I hear, what you're saying. Verify it. Ask questions. Acknowledge the emotions. Someone is feeling bad, someone is feeling hurt. Don't ignore. Avoid jumping to advice. If required, ask, at least listen. Leading and influencing with EI skills. Inspirational leadership. That's how leadership is built. Managing conflicts, building bonds. That is relationship with people. Influencing and persuasion skills. It helps a lot. Developing others, mentoring people, training people, teamwork and collaboration. So there's a lot of use of AI at your workplace. Navigating difficult conversation. Again, emotional intelligence helps out. There's a framework. Check in with yourself first before entering the conversation, what you feel, understand your state. Set a clear intention. Listen without interruption. Listen, let them vent out. Acknowledge their perspective. They have a point. Why people are unhappy if there is a client or customer or your senior or your colleague. There's a reason. Let's at least hear it out. Respond. That is, once you hear that itself is a response. And then if you have to give some advice or try to do something to resolve that, that is the response. Your 30-day EI development plan takes time. Build awareness. That is, start with your own journey. Then do some self-assessment like the previous session I discussed about 360 degree. And there are other tools of self-assessment of emotional intelligence also. Identify your top three triggers for each emotions. Practice regulation, how to regulate. As I said, breathing techniques, calm down, self-talk. Applying 6-second pause. Reframe the negative thoughts and look at it from a different perspective. Then strengthen social skills, and that helps you to bond with people, interact with people, have a conversation with people, listen to people, get importance from people. People will look for you. Everything you need to remember. EI is just a skill, it's not a fixed trait. Self awareness is the foundation. The pause between stimulus and response is where your emotional intelligence lives. Empathy is not an agreement. High EI leaders build psychologically safe environment where people feel good, fearless, and effective work is done. So if I now understand the emotional quotient and empathy, understanding EQ, which we already did, the EQ spectrum, we need to understand the framework. What is empathy? Empathy in practice, EQ plus empathy at work, both together is a very good combination to improve client. So what is emotional quotient? We already discussed, but still, I would like to revise once. EQ is the ability to identify, understand, use, manage emotions in yourself and others. And IQ and EQ is different. Intelligent quotient and EQ are completely different parameters, and we need to understand it. And both are important. So the framework: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, self-motivation, empathy, and social skills. This is the framework of EQ competencies. Can EQ be measured? Of course, it can be measured, and it has been measured. And it has also been seen the development of the person in terms of every other competency which is related ultimately performance. Low EQ is a struggle for you, especially at leadership positions. It's going to be difficult. Moderate EQ, you can manage. You are okay. You're good, but there are blind spots. High EQ always responds, reads others well, understands own emotions, build trust, very important, and thrives under pressure. Empathy, the heart of human connection, really. So empathy is a feeling with people. Sympathy is different. Sympathy is a feeling for people. So empathy feels connection. Sympathy drives disconnection. What's the point of sympathy? Empathy is what we look at. Cognitive empathy, emotional empathy, and compassionate empathy. Examples: a colleague says, I am so overwhelmed, I can't keep up with everything. They're stressed out. Sympathy is, oh no, that sounds awful. I hope things get better. It's just like a superficial thing. What's the point? Empathy. That sounds really exhausting. I feel your pain. I feel also sometimes like that. That is a bonding between the two. You know. So I hope you understand that. What blocks empathy then? And it is so important. Why is it blocked? Judging people, having mental biases, emotional overwhelm. If I'm emotionally, you know, stuck, then how can I understand others? Tech and distractions. If I'm not looking at the person, listening, what's the point? Being too busy. So can't pick up the phone call and hear what's the call. Ego and pride. I'm better than you, then what's the point? Ego has to be managed. Then assumption and fix. Assumption cannot help in empathizing. I need to understand this problem by hearing what the person is in what situation. The empathy framework already said, but in short, how to look at it. Engage fully, E for empathy. Engage fully, M, mirror and match. P, pause before responding. A, acknowledge emotions. T, think their perspective. H, help without fixing. And Y, your thoughts. Leading teams with EQ and empathy. So if you're a leader, you need both of these qualities together. High EQ leaders' behavioral traits. Stay calm in crisis, gives empathetic feedback, celebrates others genuinely, addresses conflicts well, creates psychological safety. 70% team engagement, 3x higher profitability, 40% lower staff turnover, 61% employee says empathy is important. 30-day plan for developing your EQ and empathy. Let's first 7 days observe, track your triggers, as I said, notice your reactions, identify your one-to-one interactions, practice, apply empathy framework, give one piece of feedback with empathy, using good empathetic language, listen, have one courageous, compassionate conversation. Next, deepen, shadow a high EQ person. Do a 360-degree feedback process. Read a chapter on EQ, see some videos, understand it better, and then embedded it into your work. Create a team ritual that everybody has empathy for each other. Share one EQ insight with another teammate. Set a 3 EQ goal for the next one. What to remember and carry forward? Number one, EQ is not a soft skill, it is a foundational skill. More important. Empathy is a choice, not a feeling. Self awareness is the master level and the master level. Your emotions are data, not directives. Feel them fully. Team don't remember your strategies half as well as they remember how you made them feel. So as the customers. So you cannot lead others well until you can lead yourself. Remember that. So that's all from today's session. I'm sure this insight will help you in the coming days. Until then, have a great day and I'll see you in our next video. Till then.